Hi guys, welcome to my 12th house series. My name is Leland and this is going to be about 12th house and a sun. If you don't know what 12th house is, pull up your birth chart on astro.com, type in your birthday and time of birth, and it's going to let you know what 12th house placement you have. Everyone has 12 placement in their birth chart, and the 12th house is supposed to be the last placement that you will go through in your lifetime. And some people have more than one 12th house, so they feel the 12th house energy very heavy. In this video today, guys, is going to be about sun in the 12th house. And what is sun in astrology? The sun is your public image, is your identity, and also related heavily to your father figure. And the 12th house is the last placement someone goes through in their lifetime, and it's associated with death, isolation, and is associated with the spiritual world and hidden creative gifts and hidden enemies. So, what happens when the 12th house is in the sun? What happens when the 12th house of isolation, death, and other dark things that the 12th house is associated with is in your sun sign? The sun is associated with light, and the 12th house is literally associated with darkness. So, what happens there? So, when you was a baby, when you was born, um, your parents could not grasp on what was going on. They could have been in a dark time, like financially unstable or mentally unstable, or simply they could not been expecting you. So it could look something like this. You could have been the youngest sibling that nobody was expecting. You could have caught everybody by surprise. Lily caught them by surprise, like the 12th house being the last cycle of life that someone goes through. Then when you was born, it was like, oh, we gotta like we gotta protect this because we wasn't expecting her. So we gotta like protect this, keep this kind of isolated and hidden from the world. So as a child, you could have been very isolated from the world, or not isolated in the world in a literal sense. You probably could have felt like you never fit in with anybody or had anything in common with anybody. So going back to the son relating to the father. So either your father was present in your life or he wasn't, or you didn't have a good relationship with him. So personally, with this placement, I have sun in the 12th house. I had a really good relationship with my father, but unfortunately, he did pass away when I was 17. So in this placement, it's scary because you can like lose your father figure at a young age. And with sun in the 12th house, your father is your identity. Like all his hidden gifts, all his hidden creativities, you inherit that. So you're like your father. So you might do something, then people who might have known your father be like, she's kind of like her father in that sense, or like she does this like her father, or maybe your father was a good singer, a drawer, or he has some type of hidden creative gifts that certain people only knew about. Then people will see you doing the same thing. They be like, she reminds me of her father. He used to do that. He used to write songs or draw or make music. He used to do stuff like that, play the piano. She's just like him. It's like she's like a copy of her father personality. That's how some people see you. Even if he wasn't present in your life, people who know them personally, you might remind them of your father. So that's another thing to keep in mind with the 12th house. And as a child, you can have been very isolated. You had psychic gifts that you picked up on a young age. So this could have been things like having an imaginary friend or hearing voices or seeing things, and you told someone about it, and it was like, oh, she's just crazy. She's just a kid being a kid. But you was probably that serious. You probably seen and heard things. And it's very dark placement to have as a child too, because you would like know things and see things in a dream that no child was never supposed to see. And you brought into this world already surrounded by so much darkness, and you have no idea why. That you just feel so out of place, like I don't even belong here. Like, why am I here? Then it's really strange because no kids isn't supposed to really be thinking about that to begin with, like why they're here at that age, anyways. But since you have 12th house in the sun, as a child, you might have thought that way, or you could have been a child that was very familiar with the things around them, like you've been here before, like you could have been very old, so like, uh, not this again. Well, I'm here again. Did That's another thing about the 12th house. It's actually a good house about reincarnation. So if you didn't finish something in the past life, you got reincarnated in this life as well. So whatever you didn't finish in the past life, you got reincarnated back. You got to finish it again. So this is why the 12th house is also associated with the concept or archetype of being a fallen angel in the spiritual realm. This is not because you could have been a bad person in your past life. This actually could have been because um, a lesson you didn't learn in your past life. Since Sun is in the 12th house, since it's about your light and your whole purpose is to find your light, in the past life, you could have been a person who gave your light to other people. So, like a person who like sacrificed themselves for other people, a person who let people push them over, who let people do bad things to them in the past life. And your lesson in this life is not to let people do that to you in this life. Take back your light. Don't let people drag you into darkness so you could get back up into the sky to be that angel again, not to stay down in darkness. And I know some people are like, that's not my fault though. Well, you can gain some sense of self where you not let people take advantage of you like they did in your past life. Um, the 12th house is a very dark placement, and that being a sun, unfortunately, your past life was dark as well, and you gotta learn to not do the same patterns you done in the past life. You can't let people take advantage of you in this lifetime, or you're gonna be reincarnated and be that fallen angel again. And the 12th house is very linked to the father, so it could be dealing with him as well. So maybe your father had spiritual gifts. He had like this light to him. He was very creative, and you're like that as well. But however, he was similar to you. He gave his all to everybody, but he didn't give his all to himself. Like he gave his life to everyone else. Like he literally gave his life up for everyone else, but he didn't like prioritize his own life and take care of himself. And unfortunately, you gotta learn to do that as well. So this is where I say, with this Sun in the 12th house, you're like a mirror. You're like a mirror of your father. You're exactly like him. He probably could have been a very good man, even if you didn't know him personally. He could have been a very good, like, human being. And unfortunately, you probably lost him at a young age where he wasn't so present in your life. And so a lot of people feel out of place with this placement, especially if their father wasn't present. They may struggle with their identity and struggle with finding themselves because he wasn't there for them. So that's how I could feel like in this place with them as well. Or with this placement, you could have been a very much of a late bloomer. Things came to you very late, like the 12th house, like the last cycle. Like things came to you late. Like I noticed a lot of people with this placement as well look very young for the age. They look very childlike, but the mindset is very soul like. So they look almost like angelic, like they look like a spiritual being that is about light. But unfortunately, darkness is surrounding all around them. And with this placement, you definitely have to be very spiritual protected, because a lot of people are going to be attracted to you. A lot of bad people going to be attracted to you. Um, a lot of people are going to like dim your light if you got light. This placement is actually about finding your light, but some people can notice that patterning in your A's and find their light. And some people notice what you're doing and they don't like that. They like, we're gonna drag them back down to the darkness with us. And that's why you go out and you just feel very energy drained. Like you could pick up on everybody's energy. Like when someone's mad or sad, you can feel it. It drains you. Like 12th houser are people who literally get sick when they feel someone else is sick. They literally get sick when they feel other people pain. Like rather than be physically or emotionally, they can feel other people's pain. And sometimes when someone is sick that a 12 houser is very connected with, they get sick as well. So the 12th house is a very spiritual house, a very scary placement for some, because it's about death and rebirth and breaking karmic cycles. And when it's in sun, it's all about finding your identity and the place in the world. And it's all about finding yourself and not like dimming your light for the others, or like letting others dim your light as well. And with the 12th house, again, back to reincarnation, a lot of 12th housers been here before, because if you have sun in the 12th house, this literally indicates that in the past life that you was probably on your last cycle of being reincarnated. But whatever you did not learn in your past life, you had to be reincarnated again and again. and and that goes to show that you need to really learn this aspect about yourself. If you're tired of like coming in this lifetime being mistreated over and over again, you have to like put your foot down and say enough is enough with this placement. People, you're gonna have like wolves come after you, like people in wolf clothing come after you, try to take advantage of you, try to force you to do things you don't want to do, just try to self project on you so hard. And you're going to attract so much negative and dark energy. You're going to get so many spiritual attack coming from this way, that way. Then you have to learn to be spiritually protected and not let these people get you out of characters. Because they could send all these spiritual attacks your way, but 12 housers, they have psychic and spiritual gifts as well. And if they lose these things for bad, that could put them in a bad predicament themselves. It could open up a portal where it's non-stop bad energy surrounded by them. So with the 12th house, they're very energy sensitive people. So they gotta watch who they are around. They gotta watch who they let into their life. They just can't let anybody into their life, or they can attract their bad energy. They can attract their karmic cycles. They go attract their karmas as well. So it's very helpful as a 12 houser to watch who you let into your house, watch who you let into your life, watch who you let take a glimpse over your light. Because if you let the wrong person get a glimpse of your life as a 12 houser, that could literally drag you back down into darkness as well. So with 12 house and sun, your whole purpose is to find your light, find that light again, find your wings again. Like, protect yourself. Protect yourself. Don't let others drag you down into darkness. Like, be emotionally and spiritually in tune with yourself, with your light. Carry out your father legacy. That's what all the 12th house and sun is about. So when I say that 12th house is like a fallen angel, it's not a fallen angel in a bad way. It's a fallen angel who kind of let other people take their wings. Like, y'all ever seen a scene for Maleficent when she met like this guy? She was so nice to him. Then while she was sleeping, he really cut off her wings. So the 12th house is about hitting enemies as well. So unfortunately, you gotta watch who you surround yourself by. You could attract people who you think are your friends and they're like your enemies. And that's why I say the 12th house is a scary placement to have. So unfortunately, with Sun in the 12th house, this indicates a lot of the time it could be the people who are born into your family or enemies. So you gotta be really careful because this could lead to unexpected destinies, like things like destiny swapping or people like literally KOing you in this lifetime like they did in the past life to take your wings. So be careful and cautious in this lifetime. You was brought back to be spiritually guarded, not spiritually out there. Because in a past life, you could have been like out there so happy for the life and bubbly. The next thing you know, just bad energy everywhere and people like surrounding you. And then you got sucked back into the sky. Then the universe had to say, hey, you got to go back down and learn this again. You got to be spiritually guarded. You got to have your own light. You can't just give your light out to other people. So this is very important in the 12th house. Finding yourself, finding your identity, finding your own light, being spiritually guarded, being spiritually protected. And this is pretty much it for my 12th house series in Sun. Next, I'm going to do 12th house in marketing. And if you want to do any more 12th house content like this, drop a comment below and let me know what type of content that you want to see me do next.